Hello, today I'm going to talk about the breaking news from Yahoo Finance. The headline is one out of 37 homes are quote unquote underwater. That means upside down, that means the loan mortgage balance is higher than the equity and the value of the home. You see what you need. And today, let's go over the headline. Let's not jump to conclusions. As always, it's important for you guys out there, as educated home buyers and investors, just to go, you need to go beyond the headline. The headline is very catchy. The news headline is very clickbait. Let me go over my data. The definition of a statistic, in my view, is there are lies and damn lies. Okay, I did not make up this word, but this is a pretty common terminology. Again, people can mislead or interpret or manipulate the data. Whatever data people want to present, whatever narrative a particular YouTube influencer want to put out, you have to be careful whether those data are accurate or not accurate, misleading or not, or just a clickbait. Negative headlines it's very catchy. It's doom and gloom. A lot of YouTube bros out there, crash bros and crash porns out there, just misleading a lot of people, especially in past years. So if you do the math, it seems like a very scary headline, right? Out of 37 homes, one of them's underwater. When you do calculation, that equates to 2.7% of all homes out there nationwide. Now, 2.7% of all loans out there in the marketplace in the US are underwater. That means they have negative equity. Now, if you take into perspective, if you look at the long-term trends over many years, you can make the argument in the past 40, 50, 60 years, every year, pretty much few exceptions. We're talking the exceptions are 1929 recession, and then the 2008 housing crash as well. Pretty much every year there are about always 2 or 3% of all the homes out there are underwater, under stress. The loan balance is greater than equity. I just want to give you some perspective. This is in today. It's still norm. It's a traditional norm, right? Whether during the pandemic or pre-pandemic, this is pretty much the average. Okay. Therefore, approximately 97% of the U.S. homeowners have charged up, right? This is pretty common knowledge. You've been educating yourself around the housing market, or if you do your research and due diligence, you will see. Now, just because a particular homeowner is underwater, it does not mean or they're going to panic. It doesn't mean they're going to sell the property, right? If you're in a dire strait, if you're going to sell your property during this condition, when the value of your home is lower than the loan balance, then you're in a situation where there's a short sale. So we check short sale is not as bad as a foreclosure, but it's the worst case scenario, you couldn't pay the mortgage or you let them pay them go. A short sale, in a way, you try to sell property, a short sale, it'll take months and months to consummate the transaction. We're talking 6 or 8 months or more. So short sales and REOs, foreclosure type situation in today's housing market is very low, 2 or 3%, as I mentioned. Now, if you're willing to sell, if you have no other financial options, for example, then you could sell your house in a short sale status. And whatever the difference between low balance versus the sales price, you have to come out in cash. Cash out need to make up the difference to make it whereby the value of the home at the time of the sale equal or exceed the low balance. Then it's a normal sale. Now, in that matter, so it's no longer a distressed sale, if you will, you'll be able to pull that out, right? If you, for whatever reason, if you unable to make that happen, if you have no choice but to go to a short sale, then you have to go through the system and take months and months before this can happen. And then there's some relief available from the lenders. The lenders does not want to cause any kind of foreclosure or short sale on the property. They want to help you mitigate, give you some mitigation or loan options available to save your property, if you will. But other than that, now you still have a good job. You're still employed, even if the house is upside down, but we are putting minor upside down status, given today's high equity explosion growth and all that. Then, hey, look, as long as you don't sell, that is irrelevant. Most people, when they buy a house, most people, they will keep the house for at least 7 to 10 years. Over the long term, you'll be able to make your mortgage payment. Eventually, slowly, the value of the house should increase over time, long term, on a historical basis. Then, soon enough, you no longer have a situation where the loan balance is greater than the value of the home. Does that make sense? So it takes a lot for people to walk away. Now, the people that are in a situation where they are potentially in this kind of situation, predicament, whereby or people that recently, especially during the latter part of 2022, when there's a correction, when the mortgage rate shot up from 3% earlier in 2022 to all the way to 7% or 8%, then and you bought your house during that time in the latter part of 2022 at the top of the market, especially as a primary first-time home buyer, if you bought the home with a 0% down, EA loan, military veteran, or bought the home with 3.5% FHA down payment mortgage, or if you bought your primary home with conventional loan at 5%, if you bought at the peak of the market during the latter part of 2022, right? And we all can make the argument that as of right now, May of 2024, depending on where you live, by the way, depending on what location every market, every housing market is very different. It's all local. The housing market is very much local. But now, those situation of those people on the scenario which I just mentioned, could be in a stress situation again. And if you have a job and you make payment, who care about the houses under the worst case scenario which I just described? Who care about the on paper that you're a little bit on an upside down situation? You're not. You're enjoying the house. You're enjoying your neighborhood. You still have a job. You're making a mortgage payment. So just stick it out and don't worry more about on paper. Only when you sell any kind of house at a distress level, bad timing. Okay, I know when people die, people that go through a divorce, people have a disability. The dreaded 3 Ds: death, divorce, and disability situation where your job is impacted. Then you have no choice but to sell the property in most cases, right? So again, live your life, go through the normalcy, and don't worry about upside down, the correction, all aspects. Just move on, and eventually things will get better. All right. So let's get back to my slideshow. All right. And so hopefully you guys can resonate. But meanwhile, look, we are, even now, the economy right now is very strong. The job market is very strong. There are more jobs than there are people. So there are more job openings out there than there are people who can work. The labor market is very strong. So right now, there are no indication, there are very little indication that the labor market, that the job market are severely impacted. So a lot of people are fully employed. Some people not only have one full-time job, some people have a part-time job or on some side hustle to allow them to maintain their job stability. Therefore, so hopefully their house is not in a bad case situation. As you can see, the unemployment rate is less than 4%. I can see that the unemployment rate is all the way to 6%. Then the ability of somebody to make an income, pay the mortgage is in jeopardy. But so far as of right now, economy is still going very strong. So yeah, and anyway, so furthermore, Do you know almost 40% of US homeowners have no mortgages at all? Almost 40%. And the percentage increasing every single year. Look at back in like 14 years ago, only 32% of the homeowners have fully paid or have free and clear house. If you look at the year by year from 2010 to 2022 on a 12-year time frame, have you seen the systematic people who are uh, paying off the mortgage percentage go higher and higher? This is going all the way up in 2022, but today, 2024, is not 38.5%. It's approximately 4%, 40% of what the homeowners have a home, which is no mortgage. So as a result, they don't have any stressful situation. Furthermore, they have a lock-in effect, especially 20, I have a chart here, 20%, not this chart, 20% of all homeowners who have a mortgage, they have a mortgage rate under 3%. Is that absolutely mind-boggling, right? So 90% of all mortgage holders have a mortgage below 6%. Okay. So the lock-in effect is in full force. And there are tremendous shortage of inventory, and the demand is still pretty high. Right now, the mortgage rates is getting better compared to a few weeks ago. Right now, according to Mortgage News Daily, I think the 30-year fixed rate mortgage for people with very, very good credit is around 7.16%. The rates are getting better day by day, week by week. So that's a very good sign. Now, this chart I took off from the Yahoo CNBC headline that came out today. The price reduction right now is only 35%. 35% of people who have listed their homes have reduced their price. Believe it or not, this is pretty normal. 30 to 35% price reduction. So those people don't list their price was in May 2024. So that's nothing to be panicking about. Now, Altus Research, Mike Sabinson, he provides some very good data. And this recent data dated April 2024, median price of new contracts is doing pretty well. As you can see right here, the 2024, the home price is up 5.7% over last year. Home prices have increased year over year to 395K, up almost 6% from last year and 2% above 2022. As you can see the trend of 2024, and over here is 2023, and over here 2022. Giving the elevated mortgage rate and what have you, and no supply of homes, prices across nationwide is very stabilized, is gradually going up because of it's all about economics 101. And that demand are still out there, and there's a lack of supply of inventory in the market. Okay. Right. And going back to the stress situation, when you have a historical lock-in effect, most people have an amazing 3% or 4% 30-year fixed rate mortgage. There's no way they can sell their home and buy a move-up property at 7%, right? They could have to double or triple their mortgage payment. So they're not going to sell the property. So they're sitting pretty. So today's mortgage holder, they're holding the historical mortgage rate. They have an asset. Their mortgage is an asset. It's not a liability. Now, this chart is not very clear. Just to bear in point, 1 out of 37 homes are underwater or whatever. But the Fannie Mae OREO inventory listing currently, if you look at the over the past 15, 20 years, in terms of realistic owned, that means foreclosure have gone through the whole process. These past couple of years, look at how low. What are the 1 or 2% homeowners are in under stressful situation, which is right here, right? Of course, over here is the peak. This is the housing crash occurred back in 2008. This is right here. Ever since the housing crash, steadily, and they'll learn see the home under stress because of the recent skyrocketing of home prices and locking, and people have low mortgage rate and they can go on equity of their homes. There's when owners are under very little stress, they're not going to sell their homes and not going to see any kind of housing crash anytime soon as far as this data and these trends continue. Okay. Let me fast forward and let me share you. Let me go through Redfin a little bit and share some other nationwide data and means. Okay, let's go over the new listings are all Western metros, 400 metros that they track. This is the new listings 2024. This orange line is year to date, May of 2024. And the new listings is at 102,000, which is 9.3% above last year in terms of listing, but still below, it's below 2022 and 2021, right? So new listings. Okay, let's go over pending sales. Even though pending sale is right now is at 90,542, which is 3% less than last year. So pending, even though the new listings is pretty good, the actual sales coming out of the new listings are below normal, below all the prior 3 years. Okay, so let's keep track of this. And let's go over the medium sales price. Again, people are calling for a housing crash or whatever. Are just not happy. If you look at the past 4 years, dating from 2021, the median price is what, 317,000. 2022, the black line went up 15%, 369K. Then 2023 went down slightly to -2%, 362. Then year to date, the price have increased. The median sales price have increased year over year from May 2023 to May 2024. The median sales price is 385K, 5% increase previous year. So it's trending up. See, so these are very good positive signs. Now, actively listings is a very important data point. Active listings, quoting 77,829. Now, this is still below the pre-pandemic level. I know Redfin can only go up to 2021, but research and Realtor.com goes all the way back to pre-pandemic of 2017. But although the inventory active listings have increased by 13% year over year from 2023, 877 is still below the pre-pandemic normal of around 1.1%. So inventory have increased around 35% year over year from this year, from last year, and yet are still on at least 35 to 40% below normal inventory level or before 2020. Does that make sense? Now, even with that said, the acquisitions were even lower 2 years ago, 2020, is even higher than acquisitions were below in 2023 and 2022, and 2021 is very low. We have to keep track, keep monitoring the acquisitions. Okay, and then let me say, all right, median days on the market, pretty normal. Let me say, orange line is right here. Is around 33 days. Median days on market, 33 days. That's still pretty good. The house is still selling pretty nicely. And the last thing, not last thing, the months of supply, right? This is a very important metric, economic 101. If our supply is less than demand, then the house put upward pressure on home prices. And normally 5 to 6 months is normal balance of supply and inventory versus demand. So 5 to 6 months, so keep that in mind. Year to date right now, 2024, May, a week's supply is 12.7 a week. So divided by 4 weeks per month, 4 times 12 is 3, 4 times. So 3.2 months supply of inventory. Okay. It tells me we still have low inventory versus the pent up demand. Again, a balanced market is anywhere from 5 to 6 months supply of inventory. We're not there yet. So this is still a seller's market. So there are more buyers out there than there are sellers based on the 3.2% supply inventory nationwide. Okay, I think that's all I need to say in this particular week. My takeaway from this is, don't get mesmerized by the percentage increase year over year, month over month. It's very hard to compare short-term data. There's a lot of numerical variances that some of the percentages and all these kind of or information that really can be very misleading, if you will. So you have to take it into context. You have to take it a long-term view. You have to take a 10-year average of 20-year historical trend in order to determine what's really happening. So this short-term volatility, you compare this, sounds very scary, the numbers and all that. But again, when you do a deep dive, you go beyond the headlines, go through the hard data, and don't go for the doom and gloom, the sky is falling, the crash bulls out there. They always manipulate the data. So my role is to try and inform you, educate you that what's going on right now. We go through some volatility, but nothing in my data. The labor market, I know the mortgage rate right now is 7.16%. Might go down. It should go down before the year is over. Who knows by what? No doom and gloom, no panic. Go for people, investors out there, buy for the long term, buy in the right capital market. That's what I do. I help investors to buy investment property. Primary homeowners, if you couldn't afford today's mortgage rate, or the mortgage payment, which is an all-time high. It's all kind of all-time high, skyrocketing with this and skyrocketing that, breaking news, and just, it can be very dilapidating. I don't know. Anyway, hope you got some good value out of this video. And well, if that's the case, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also put your email into the body of my website below and become a free subscriber, free member of our real estate investment club. So you will receive great free information to come to your email inbox on a weekly basis. So you can learn to become a real estate investor. We have so much great content, free education content, and you are a member of our investing community. All right. Thank you so much for watching. This is Siwei Yi. I will see you on the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.